Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the PryantandBat Prodcast Hourn, except for our lovely friend Patrick. He's actually on a Mormon mission to the Congo, and he can't be joining us tonight. So with us right now is myself, of course, Bryant Tatum, and our friends Sheldon Gaunt and Owen Schumacher. Say hello, fellas.
After you, Sheldon.
Hello, fellas.
Hi, I'm Owen, as opposed to Sheldon.
Literally.
And Sheldon, if you can speak a little closer to the microphone, that would be
I
wonderful.
can get closer.
Before we begin, we'd like to go through our sponsors. Of course, LegalZoom.com. If you put in the promo code that is UMM, you get 30% off all your death certificates, last will and testaments.
And what if you put UM or UMMM?
They charge you extra. It's actually extra 30%.
Okay.
Yeah, and you also get.
What if you want extra 30%?
By all means,
okay,
go for it. And our other sponsors, of course, optic-remix.com for all your sunglasses needs. We have over 150 styles to choose from. Again, that's optic-remix.com, optic-remix. Order 2 pairs of sunglasses and get a free pair of our Sutras, one of our most popular models. You got to look steezed up from the knees up, because it's summer, y'all.
Do you still carry the Kama Sutras?
Those are actually not in stock right now. We're actually getting those ordered.
And do you still carry the Jean-Paul Sartres?
Those are actually in stock.
Would you say you are prone to existential thinking when you put them on?
Well, the clear ones, clear lens ones, yeah, but the dark ones, no. It keeps you in the fog.
Okay.
I hear that Bertrand Russell is actually a huge fan of those sunglasses.
Yeah,
for
and
for those of you who didn't know,
B.F. Skinner, the avid behavioralist, I believe he was called.
I'm
trying to finish the joke.
So who are our other sponsors?
Well, actually, Tommy Lasorda Baseball for the Sega Genesis is celebrating its 20th anniversary. And they are re-releasing it for the Wii,
Xbox Live, PlayStation Network.
So please go out and get that one. And also, Tommy Lasorda is in his sickbed right now. I don't know whether you knew this, but he's actually in trouble. And if you buy this now, he will. The money will go to his cause and to his family. So I encourage you, please relive the past with that wonderful 16-bit game. Thank you.
And his cause is gout. He has a bad case of gout, I believe. Left foot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I failed to address it. It's actually not as serious as I let on. It's just gout, and he's going to recover okay. But still, the money will go toward his cause.
Any other sponsors?
No.
Okay. I think I left one out. It's Zappos.com. If you put in the promo code of Prodcast, you get free shoes for life, forever and eternity.
Now, how do you spell Prodcast? That's P-R-O-D.
That's Prodcast. And if you put in the promo code Podcast, they actually take all the money out of your bank account. And yeah, it's quite unfortunate, actually.
But if you're actually looking to dispense of all your worldly goods, and you would like for them to take those goods from you.
If you want a clean slate in life.
Yeah, if you want to kind of go the hippy-dippy route and live your life just close to the earth.
Yeah.
By all means, go to Zappos and punch in that code.
Exactly. All right. Well, you fellas ready?
We are totally ready. Please go.
Right. Let's do this. Okay. Podcast.
Buzzcast!
Podcast.
Why are we called boss?
tons of topics.
Bryant, Owen, Sheldon. Bryant, Owen, Sheldon.
Bosscast.
We're brought to you by shoes.
And Zappos.com. Zappos.com.
Help him beat gout.
Bosscast.
I like to talk.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. How you fellas doing?
Well, that was a terrific transition.
It was, and it wasn't. It was. We've had smoother ones.
I would say it was the best of transitions, the worst of transitions. It was all transitions combined.
Right off the bat, but getting very, very deep, existential almost.
Well, I'm trying to fill in for Pat as best I can.
Yeah. I'm just drinking Pabst.
I'm feeling swell tonight. Swell.
Swell as in, like, you have swelling?
Yeah.
Like you just went to the doctor or something?
As in maybe you have gout?
Like in my left big toe.
Have you been playing Tommy Lasorda baseball for Sega Genesis?
It's celebrating its 20th anniversary, ladies and gentlemen.
I hear that Tommy Lasorda was a big fan of canned food.
He was also a fan of Can, the band, Crop Rock, circa 1968. It's true.
He was. If you saw old pictures of him, he did have very long hair down to his knees. Mm-hmm. And he was living the dream.
He had pubic hair down to his knees as well.
He did. He actually, one time he was taking mushrooms. He was having a hallucinogenic experience. And that's when it dawned on him he should become the manager of the Dodgers. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And he really wasn't going to go down that path at all until he had that revelatory experience.
It was in Joshua Tree, circa 1971.
Yes. He was listening to Mushroom Head, I think it was, wasn't that?
Yeah,
one?
And he actually met the ghost of Graham Parsons out there.
Yeah.
Of the Flying Burrito.
Yeah,
Brothers.
I heard that too.
Yeah.
And it was a truly eerie vision. But it brought him to his knees, and he realized, for the first time in his life, he had clarity. He knew what he was going to do. He was going to join the ranks of the Dodgers and be their manager for such a long time. And his tenure is truly for the annals of history. He did a truly bang-up job.
The annals of history.
Yeah.
Annals of history.
Mm-hmm. Now, do we have any topics?
Topics. Well, first off, we're broadcasting from Downey, California, and Downey, California has a lot of rich history to it.
And poor history.
Yeah.
But we won't get into that.
Yeah, no, that's a little...
We'll stay with the
It's a bit of a downer.
History.
But yeah, like the Carpenters, they're from Downey, California.
Yes, James Hetfield of Metallica.
Mm-hmm. Matt Hughes, UFC welterweight champion.
Right.
Jeffrey Dahmer, famed serial killer.
Really?
Yes, yeah.
What? Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Carl Weathers, Action
Oh.
Jackson.
I think everybody needs to Wikipedia these.
I think Tommy Lasorda was actually born in Downey as well.
You know,
It's more of a rebirth, really.
his nickname was Downey Lasorda.
How do you explain that wonderful, thick New York accent he has? I don't know where he got that.
I don't know. I think it was
Probably South Downey.
yeah.
Yeah,
for a while.
okay, yeah, they are known to have an accent down there. Of course, we don't have an accent at all. They're the ones who sound funny. Mm-hmm, am I right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
He's been spotted at Tacos Gavilan several times.
He loves the pastor.
He does.
He loves the carnitas.
That's sadly though what caused his gout.
Yeah.
That barbecue pork.
Yeah, it is a bit of a side effect.
And, Dan Henderson.
What about him?
He's also from Downey, California.
Also known for his uppercuts.
I'm looking on the screen. We've lost all our viewers, so we're talking to ourselves right now.
And there we go again with the viewers.
Viewers,
we don't
again,
have viewers, we have listeners.
Listeners. That's right.
But yeah, I think we can confirm we do have 0 viewers. because you couldn't possibly view
Until
sound.
I get a webcam in here and we actually are broadcast live. On
But
there.
actually, Tommy Lasorda, during his hallucinogenic experience, was able to view sound.
His third eye.
Yeah, it was a synesthetic experience.
His pineal gland.
Yeah,
His
his pineal gland actually opened up.
pineal gland.
Yeah, pineal, same thing.
Absolutely. And he was experimenting with the fleshlight of Joe Rogan fame around that time as well.
Yeah, that's actually how he was able to see Graham Parsons while he was having his initial experience in Joshua Tree. And Graham actually taught him a bunch of like country licks on guitar, and that's how.
Some of the fieriest licks I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
And they were never committed to wax, which is one of the more unfortunate parts of the story. Sheldon, do you have anything to add?
I don't know if you guys have heard the big news, but Neil Armstrong actually passed away in Downey, California.
Was
Yesterday. He was in Downey.
He was in Downey.
At Tacos Gavilan.
Mm-hmm.
Picking up an order of pastor for his good friend and confidant, Tommy Lasorda.
It's funny how just this all comes in this just a big circle. It's incredible.
And you know what? His last words over the tacos, they said, hey, how are the tacos? He said, I was over the moon about them. And
I can't believe we're laughing about death right now.
He asked about the space sauce.
The space sauce?
Yeah. It's like In and Out. It's like on their secret menu.
Oh, okay. All right.
Is that for real?
It's a Mexican thing.
What is
What
real?
is space sauce?
I couldn't tell you.
What is real?
Is it mayonnaise-like? Is it an emulsion of egg and cream?
I think it's like mustard base with a little vinegar. I think that goes good together with the pasta.
Is it really called space sauce?
Yeah.
Did you ever see Spaceballs?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I did.
There were real ardent fans of Spaceballs.
Yeah, I could never get into that one too much. I think that appeals to the USA Network crowd at like 3 a.m. Is USA Network even still around?
Do you use the Schwartz though? Remember they would put on the ring and someone would say, use the Schwartz, and a lightsaber spraying out of that ring that they would wear.
I actually don't care what you're talking about at all.
Okay.
Do you think that maybe any of the extraterrestrial groupies out there were fans of Neil Armstrong's Spaceballs?
The extraterrestrial groupies?
Yeah, he had many.
Oh, you mean...
You've read his memoirs, right?
Spaceballs.
His Spaceballs, yeah.
Oh.
His Spaceballs.
That was a good harmony. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it was nice.
Because the sauce was actually named after.
Yeah. And, if you treated the Spaceballs right, if you tickle them in the right way, space sauce would pop right out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think we've hit our intellectual plateau. We've got to dig ourselves out of this hole. We gotta reach a little higher.
Okay. I accept that as a challenge. Sheldon?
Yeah.
So, what else is happening in the news right now?
What did I hear?
Something about FimFem. FimFem's actually back on the market.
What is that?
FimFem, yeah.
Oh, the
fat burner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it the same thing, or did they alter it, or?
They have a space version.
We can leave the past topics behind. We don't have to keep trying to connect everything to what we've said prior.
For those of you at home, Sheldon is actually an ex-heroin addict, and he's withdrawing right now.
We're hearing his withdrawal symptoms on air right now.
Downey, California is actually the home of methadone.
It's actually the home of heroin, too.
It was first concocted in Downey, California.
Is that true?
Yeah, methadone. Mm-hmm.
By Terrence McKenna.
By Terrence McKenna, another famous Downey alumni sorts.
Mm-hmm. You know who else is from Downey?
You got me stumped.
Roger Daltrey.
Roger Daltrey. When you guessed with that accent.
Yeah.
So how did he get that, what I would call an English accent?
That smoky English accent?
Yeah.
It's South Downey.
South Downey. See, now I thought Tommy Lasorda's accent was
Well,
more
they're
Southeast
South Downey.
Downey.
Southeast Downey, exactly.
Southeast
And
Downey.
Roger Daltrey's from Southwest Downey.
Well, you can fit a lot of different accents in Downey.
Yeah, it's like crossing the border. It's a huge jump.
For sure.
You know what's really strange? We haven't had even one caller yet.
It's
No,
true.
we haven't.
Yeah.
On the
Not even
show.
one.
I wish Pat was here for this, but we're actually accepting callers now.
Yeah.
Are you dropping hints for Pat to call in?
I wish he would. Yeah, but
That would
I mean,
be
I'm sure it's very
terrific
expensive to call from the Congo, wherever it is. But the lights on the board are just exploding.
They are, but before we continue and take callers, don't you think we should discuss further what Pat is up to? I mean, we said he's off on a Mormon mission. We should actually elaborate a little bit.
Yeah. Well, Pat is doing the Lord's work right now.
He is the Mormon Lords.
Remember that game for Super Nintendo? Mormon Lords?
Mormon Lords. Yeah, that was big. That was
Yeah.
Toaplan, I believe. Toaplan made that.
Yeah, that was Data West.
What about the new CGI movie, Paramormon?
Paramormon. Yeah. That's going to be a big hit.
It's a real shame that one just went, just came and went in the theaters.
Well, it hasn't even came yet.
No. If it had came, the space sauce would come out of it, I believe. Wouldn't you say?
I think you have space sauce confused with Smith sauce, which is actually
Again, I really wish that Pat was here for this. It's a real shame.
we could ask Pat about the Smith sauce.
I think if we
as in Joseph Smith.
let's hold a séance and contact Pat right now.
Well, he hasn't passed away.
We can still reach him.
A seance is about connecting with the dead. He's
It's
not
called
dead.
an out-of-body experience.
Yeah, if we just reach the 5th dimension right now, we could contact Pat.
Okay.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's all hold hands.
Okay.
By the powers of Whoopi Goldberg,
Gout.
3 become 1.
Space sauce.
3 call for
Tommy Lasorda.
space sauce.
I can hear Pat.
Grumble, grumble. Something existential.
Hey guys.
It's him. It's him. Hold on.
Hey,
There he is.
Hey guys.
Yeah, Pat. You're live, man. We can hear you. You sound like this sounds like NPR radio right now.
Yeah.
Were you castrated recently, Pat? Your voice is upped a few octaves. A few octaves. Is that a Mormon thing?
Like James Joyce,
Now,
know.
James Joyce, Patrick, what does he mean to you?
we lost him. We lost contact with him.
That we were just warming up with him.
Yeah, but that skit was really bad.
It was terrible, but if he's willing to go back
That
to
was
the
a skit?
Congo, yeah, that was actually
That
real.
was a skit?
Sorry, I had a stroke right now.
Yeah.
You didn't hear that, listeners. Not viewers. Not viewers, listeners.
This podcast is really good.
I would agree with you forever.
You know what? We should really open it up to the phones.
Yeah, I know. The boards are just exploding
They're on
right now.
Open the floodgates!
Now,
Spit on Owen space!
we accept questions from any caller. We don't discriminate. We're willing to answer any and all questions, whether it be about the podcast itself or if it's any topic you want to talk about.
What about guys in cargo pants? Can they call in? Is
They
that
can.
acceptable?
They can if they
Do they
want.
have to be skinny cargo pants?
No. No.
What about slim cut?
Scargo pants?
Scargo pants.
Okay, we got a caller. We got a caller right here. Hello, is this Cheyenne from Phoenix, Arizona?
Yes. Hi. Long time listener, first time caller. Huge fan of you guys. I'm sorry to pass out. That's really quite bothering me, but Sheldon's really not all that great. Where do you guys get all your wonderful ideas? I was just really curious about that, and I'll go ahead and let you talk. God bless.
Well, we drink a lot of vegetable juice, and so that just keeps our mind spinning. Keeps our brains growing. How about you, Sheldon?
I actually read the Quran for inspiration.
The Quran, Roger Corman.
I said Quran.
How about Kerrang magazine too? I read that a lot.
I don't know what that is.
That's actually it's for heavy metal.
Oh, I like heavy metal.
It's for virgins.
Oh,
do you have any other questions, caller?
Actually, no. 5.
Wow, that was very, very abrupt. Okay.
I think that was actually our first caller, was it not?
Yeah, it was. Okay, let me flip through the lines here. Let's see who else we have. Okay. Hi, is this Sid from Lakeland, Florida?
Hello, this is Sid. I love you guys. Even though Patrick's gone on a Mormon mission, I really do love you. But I was going to ask you about Expendables 2. What do you guys think about that?
Expendables 2. Have you seen it, Sheldon?
No, I haven't seen the first one.
Wow, you haven't seen either.
No.
Well, I haven't seen...
Yeah, I really love Terry Crews. I love his rippling biceps. I don't know about you, but he's a real hard body, and I love him.
Okay, so... what do you want us to comment on? Do you want us to talk about Terry Crews' hard body, or do you want us to talk about Expendables 2?
Is there acting in that movie?
No, you can do whatever you want, to be honest, I'll go either way.
Okay, well, I'll tell you about my Expendables 1 experience. While I was watching Expendables 1, I was going through the darkest moment of my life. I was...
was that being born?
Partially that...
The Exodus.
But I was actually in the process of exorcising a lot of demons. I was
in the gym.
No, I was actually in a Chinese temple, and I was actually infiltrated by a lot of blue ghosts.
Were you praying to P.F. Chang?
P.F. Chang was there.
Not interrupt, but at the same problem. Go on.
Was that words?
Yeah, I did. Not that, but I had the very same problem. You.
All right, well...
I think he's speaking Yiddish.
Well, Sid from Lakeland, Florida, I hope I answered your questions.
Well, I don't know. I thought there was more to that story. Okay, if you want to talk more about Terry Crews, the beautiful swing life, and the way the sweat dips down in between his chest muscles.
Well, Terry Crews, his pecs, they're very inspiring, if that answers your question.
I'm a fan of his areolas.
Yeah, he's got fantastic man boobs.
All right, well, thanks so much. God bless you guys.
All right, thanks, Sid. You have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, let's see who else we have. We have Tristan. Hello, Tristan from West Hollywood, California. How are you?
Oh my God, am I on?
You're on. Hey, what's up, Tristan?
Baby.
Oh, I love you guys. Sheldon, you're doing great. You're filling in. You're filling in just right. You know what I mean? Okay, I just wanted you guys to know that I am from West Hollywood. Huge hit here. You know what I mean? And I just, why are you so big?
I wonder why.
With us in West Hollywood, you think? I'm just going to throw that out there. Okay.
What was your question again? I'm sorry.
Why are you guys so big, with us in West Hollywood? With the gay community?
Well, we've been, at least Pat and myself, we've been involved in the LGBT community since like the early 2000s. We've held live podcasts from the Pride parades and all of that. We've just been involved with that community for so long that like it's no surprise that there's so many fans from West Hollywood.
And I hear that Owen actually has had sex with hundreds of men.
Are so down with us in the LGBT community that you're actually willing to do a sex change. Is that true?
Who's that towards?
Probably towards me.
Well, that was to you, Bri.
I'm willing to have a sex change. Well, what I think a lot of
that's going around town.
Well, what a lot of viewers, I said viewers again, listeners, what a lot of listeners don't realize is that I was actually born with both pairs of genitalia, and that explains my awkward speaking voice.
Wow. Well, you're a natural fit with us, then.
Yeah.
Sheldon, how big is Patrick? Just, so I might put that out there.
What part of him?
Sheldon, how big is Patrick?
He was asking what Sheldon was saying. What part of
Are we
Patrick?
talking about his thyroid?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, how big is he down there?
Owen actually stepped out of the room a few minutes ago. I think he's using the restroom, but he can tell you when he gets back.
Oh, when he gets back from his Mormon mission. Okay.
No, that's Owen.
How a man's being is when he gets back from a Mormon mission. Okay, all right. I love you guys. God bless.
All right, thank you. You have a good one there.
Okay.
That was Tristan from Hollywood, California. All right. I think we have time for one more caller. All right, let's see. Okay, I think I'm going to pick. Hi, is this Gene? Gene from Calabasas, California?
Yes, hello. Good value, which is actually Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons! Gene Simmons, ladies and gentlemen, Gene Simmons from Kiss fame, calling the podcast right now. Yes,
Ace couldn't call up, so I did the duty for tonight, and the question, Sheldon, you're doing terrific, and Owen, he's kind of a fuck up. I'm not much for him, but now you guys, Shannon, this is getting kind of personal, but Shannon won't put out.
I'm sorry, Gene, you're breaking up a little bit.
I'm sorry about that. In Calabasas, the connection's not so great. It's a plush lifestyle, but let me tell you, I keep breaking up in terms of the cell phone message. But anyhow, it's a little personal, but Shannon won't put out, and I'm having trouble in the bedroom with her. I think she's angry or something.
Is Shannon your dog?
Do you guys have any advice for me?
Sheldon has a question for you.
Yes, Gene, is Shannon your dog? Are we talking about a pet here?
In case you don't know, Shannon is my beautiful Playboy Playmate wife, with whom I have two wonderful children.
Is she a Cocker Spaniel, you say?
Say again, Sheldon, I'm sorry.
Did you say that Shannon is your pet Cocker Spaniel?
No. Shannon is my beautiful Playboy Playmate wife. I don't know why you're saying that.
And we're talking to Christopher Walken, right? Is that you, Chris?
No, this is...
Can you speak up, Christopher Walken?
I'm trying to as best I can. But did you get my question?
Yeah, we got your question. Do you have any thoughts on that, Bryant?
Well, first off, Gene, you just don't show Shannon the amount of attention that she would like. She's a woman, and she's a woman of particular standards, and she just wants more from you. You're on tour all the time. You're constantly trying to advance your financial properties, all of the different merchandise and everything that you do through KISS. I think if you just paid a little bit more attention to her, that you'd really see the results of her just slobbing your knob constantly every weekend.
Well, I tell you what, I'm a huge fan of you, Brian, but I'll take that with a grain of salt, but thank you very much.
Wait, I have a question for Gene.
Sheldon has a question for you.
Hey, Gene. Gene. Do you ever paint your penis up as a demon?
Actually, I have done that. Funny you mentioned. One time, and let's see, there was a tour in 1987, I believe, somewhere in, I think, Colorado, and I painted up my member as the Great Demon. And what's interesting is when I went out on stage, I'm sorry.
What's so funny,
I
Gene?
saw my cat. I'm sorry, I saw my cat do something funny. That's Fluffles. I had my member painted up, and I actually played the bass with my member. I was erect the whole time, and
Now, was that the slap bass you were playing?
very funny, very funny.
Well, Gene, do you have any parting words?
Well, I just want to say I want Patrick back. No offense to you, Sheldon. Owen, I don't know where the fuck the guy is. He's terrible. And Bryant, I'll always love you. And maybe I can call back some other time. Thanks so much for the advice. God bless you, Joe.
Hey, thank you so much for calling in, Gene.
You're
Big
welcome.
fan. Big fan.
Big fan. Not really. I'll talk to you later. All right. Wow. All right. I think that's enough callers. Wow. Gene Simmons calling in from Calabasas, California.
That really made my night.
Yeah. I mean, I really wish that I could say that I care at all about KISS. Actually, wait a minute. Gene's probably still listening, isn't he?
He might be.
Was it just me, or why did Gene keep laughing? That was so strange.
I think it had something to do with his pet Sharon.
Yeah, his pet Sharon, like his iguana?
Yeah. No, Cocker Spaniel.
Cocker Spaniel, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, he said himself that was his cat, Fluffles, who had done something funny, and that was actually the reason he was laughing.
Weren't you taking a shower? Where were you?
I believe he was taking a dump.
Okay.
Well, I was taking a shower dump. There's a hyphen between those two words.
A shump.
Yeah.
That's kind of like Shemp from Three Stooges.
It was very reinvigorating, and I recommend it to everyone.
Gower.
So, gentlemen, how was your weekend?
Non-existent for me. Actually, I'm doing a commission as an illustrator. I'm actually trying to get away from being an illustrator, but I did another picture for a company called Snazzy Canvas. I'm one of their artists on their roster, and I've been drawing a kitty because I'm doing a portrait for someone, a commissioned portrait.
Okay.
So I drew a big, hot, furry pussy over the weekend.
Okay.
And the patron's a grandmother, right?
Okay. Well, Owen, you can never talk again on the podcast. Thanks.
Yeah.
Sheldon, how about you?
Pretty good, my wicket. I'm kind of confused as to what just happened. Snazzy pussy.
So, how do you guys feel about garage sales?
Well, it's interesting because we, as people in America, as consumers, we collect up this junk. Most of it we don't really need. And then we say, okay, it's time to sell it. It's time to throw it in the garage. It's time to get rid of it. And then other people buy it, and then they absorb that junk that you thought yourself was junk, and then it becomes their junk, and then they probably end up selling it in a garage sale.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's this endless regurgitating cycle of American consumerist bullshit, and I'm angry right now.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen you like this. It's really disturbing, actually. My heart just sunk into my chest.
And it is a little erotic.
Yeah, I second that. I mean, it's getting sweaty in here. But yeah, no, I tend to agree with you.
I was actually away, guys. But what did Gene Simmons say? Because I heard that he actually dropped in.
Gene was asking how he could get his Cocker Spaniel Shannon, whatever, to sleep with him more.
This wasn't his beautiful playmate wife, Shannon.
Probably, but he kept breaking up over the phone. I couldn't really tell what was going on.
Well, that actually sounds like really terrible radio, and I feel sorry for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like anybody's listening anyways.
That's one way to look at it, Sheldon.
Yeah.
Sheldon's been very stoic tonight.
Sure has. Why do I keep deferring to him?
Yeah.
I defer to him and he goes,
He's been very statuesque. I've never seen him wear this t-shirt before. He's wearing like an Australian Outback t-shirt. Yeah. It's confusing.
I would describe his performance tonight as monosyllabic.
He's kind of been like a three-toed sloth. You know, I feel like I'm watching National Geographic over here.
But he's just taking it all in. He's absorbing it, and he processes it, and then...
I remember one night when I was alone with Sheldon, he took it all in.
Okay. Sheldon?
Yeah, I remember that night, too.
Would you like to speak to that?
We were at Wendy's, and we were having a Frosty competition.
Yeah, at Wendy's house. Not the burger chain.
By the way, a Wendy's Frosty, like, we need to get sponsored by Wendy's.
We do.
That is a fantastic product, the Frosty. It's called a Frosty, right?
I've never had one before.
Man,
it's only $1.
Yeah, they have them for only $1. And
plus tax.
It's not quite soft serve, but it's not quite a milkshake. It's like something in between. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's really incredible.
you can if you know what's up, you can get chocolate and vanilla mixed together.
Yeah.
Say mix that, swirl that, make it biracial.
And wow, we're just like stepping on all new territory now.
Yeah. That's what I say. Make it biracial, and they know exactly what I mean.
Mm? I'm not. I was born biracial.
Mm.
By the way, Sheldon, for a resume, have you ever marked other for an ethnicity?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you do that all the time?
Typically, yeah.
The thing is, technically speaking, we're all other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're all mixed, yeah.
Yeah. So shouldn't everyone be checking other? Because
it should just have like a fill-in-the-blank type of thing.
Is there anyone who is 100% Irish? 100% German? No. No one is. So even if you're, quote, white, unquote, you could be German, Irish, English, Scottish, and you are
Cocker Spaniel.
How come there's no Aryan on there?
Did we ever find out
for the race checkbox? Like
yeah. Is that even it's not even race anymore. It's like ethnicity.
What's the difference?
The race doesn't exist.
What is
ethnicity is more specific. It's like your ancestry.
Some forms say race, though.
I don't think so. Not anymore.
I don't like the word race. It does sound
like... It was like deemed derogatory. I don't know exactly why.
It sounds like people groups are worlds apart, and that's not true at all.
Usually when I see race on a job application, I put first.
Oh.
And they really like a winner.
They do.
People really like winners. They want to hire winners.
They like people who go for the gold, and so I can see why.
Mm. I usually check the bad joke box.
I check the hater box right next to yours.
And then I put my jack in a box and let it spring out.
Space sauce.
And I squirt my space sauce everywhere. And funny enough, they tend to hire me.
Man, it all comes back to Tommy Lasorda.
I hear that space sauce is actually an alternative. It's used in alternative medicine for treating gout. And it's not taken orally. It's put on top of the affected area.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what is it called?
I heard that space sauce is used among the indigenous Indians along the Amazon for shamanistic reasons. Go on, Brian.
Well, Tommy Lasorda would know about that.
Yeah, he was actually born on the south side of Downey. We talked about that earlier, which is known for its shaman population.
It is, and it's tough territory. It's really tough.
Yeah.
He was also born on the 4th of July.
And
yeah. Space sauce.
yeah,
It's actually being served at Chick-fil-A now.
it is.
Chick-fil-A in the news.
Which is quite ironic considering the homoerotic connotations of space sauce, and yet here, Chick-fil-A, an out and public homophobic institution, is offering space sauce on its menu, squirting it all over its
breasts.
yeah,
They're squirting that sauce all over those breasts.
Yes, it's chicken breasts.
Yeah.
It's chicken titties, I would say. Or not. I'll take it back.
Oh, and you can go 15 minutes without talking.
Okay. I'm in the penalty box.
Finally.
But yeah, Chick-fil-A, they're hot in the news. Has either of you guys ever had Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, I've had Chick-fil-A. I used to actually get Chick-fil-A back in high school. Pat went to the same high school as me, St. John Bosco, and they would have different fast food places serving food every day. And Chick-fil-A was one of the options.
Wow,
So they'd have chicken sandwiches there.
So it'd really be served through the high school?
Yeah, through the high school.
Wow.
Yeah, there are
Like a truck would
sponsorships
come
like
and
that.
what have
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Now, did you feel the pressure to be straight while eating that chicken?
No, I would usually have gay sex before, during, and after my Chick-fil-A meal.
Well, that was also your retaliation against going to a Catholic school,
Yeah,
correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Free space sauce.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
Well, you can't...
Now,
when it's there, you can't deny it.
Sheldon, just between you and me, by the way, would the priests or the nuns or anyone like that ever eat in the same cafeteria?
Is us?
Yeah.
We didn't
Yeah,
actually
with the
have
students.
cafeterias. We had like an open outdoor area where we'd eat.
Okay, well, did you ever see a priest or a nun suggestively sexually eat a sandwich?
No, just bananas, typically.
And you don't have to go to confession after this. Did you get slightly aroused?
I got fully aroused.
What was the space sauce?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many Hail Marys did you have to say to be forgiven of that awful sin?
One priest asked me to recite Bruce Springsteen lyrics to
Really?
him naked,
Really?
which I did.
Which song? Do you remember?
I forget. It's been a while.
It's been a while since I had
That's actually not a
some
Springsteen
space
song.
sauce. You know, it's the anniversary of Tommy Lasorda baseball for Sega
It
Genesis.
sure is.
But it's also the anniversary for John Madden Football 92.
It is.
And speaking of Hail Marys, John
Yes.
Madden was really big into the Hail Mary
For
pass.
certain, he was. You know, Madden football, you know how was that the first one, Madden 92? I don't know what the first iteration of John Madden football was.
I can't remember because I'm lying.
Okay. Well, remember how you would choose your play and you had A button, B button, C button
Yeah,
for
yeah.
each play?
Yeah.
And that was a big deal. I don't know whether you could select a play before Madden football.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the first to do that. It totally
Yeah,
blew my
they-
mind. And where is Terrence to talk about this? Again, you don't know Terrence. We know Terrence personally, but he would know how to answer
Well,
this.
I'll fill in for that little bit because in Tecmo Bowl they didn't have that.
Yeah, I think you wouldn't select your play on the fly. You would have to pre-select it before the action began.
Yeah.
And it was horrendous. It was caveman times, ladies and gentlemen.
Sheldon's actually foaming at the mouth as of right now.
Sheldon,
He's having a
did you
seizure in
ever
the corner.
play any video games when you were a young, lad?
There was a time when I did. I played the original NES, I played Sega Genesis. What else? PlayStation, Dreamcast,
So it was more
Nintendo 64.
It was more just. It was more just hide and seek with a priest, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we all have different childhoods.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that right, Brian?
Mine involved Tommy Lasorda.
It did. And even though I'm your brother, I never played it with you. I was actually in a different room.
It's weird. Even though we are brothers, I never saw you growing up.
No.
Like, Owen and I just reconnected maybe about a year ago.
We did, and kind of like...
We actually met online in a chat room.
Yeah, I was trolling for gay sex.
I heard this actually took place in a public restroom stall.
Yeah, I passed underneath the stall a pink sock. And, that's one signal.
We all know exactly what that means.
And he actually passed back a teal bandana.
Yeah.
And our lines just were completely crossed. And it was so weird that we both went out of the stalls. And we're like, oh my God, you stole!
Yeah.
See, I thought it was a roll of toilet paper because Owen had thought that you were signaling for...
Well, I don't know.
You were out of toilet paper.
Well, I don't know what you do in stalls.
Well, what was interesting about it was when we went right after that, we made eye contact, and like two sibling dogs who had never met each other, by instinct, we
started
knew...
humping each other.
No.
That's what my dogs do, and they're brothers.
No, by instinct, we knew that it would be incest to connect in that way. We somehow innately knew that we were related.
Now, have you guys ever had a sword fight? And when was the last time, if not, or if so, did the two of you have seen each other naked? Because I'm sure at some point you guys did. You were probably bathing together as children.
Well, when it comes to sword fights, we would go back and forth between the scimitar, which is a Turkish broadsword, and the English rapier.
Now we're talking about dicks.
Well, neither of us are named Richard.
I wish people could see my face right now.
Sword fights. Pants down sword fights.
I'm so offended right now.
What he's talking about
I was just talking about Turkish broadswords.
So who's got a bigger cock?
No, what he's talking about is Representative Richard Gephardt, who has recently retired. God bless him. Go on.
Who's Richard Gephardt?
He's a congressman, I believe.
Wait, how did this come up?
Well, he talked about dicks, and he was talking about Richard Gephardt.
Oh,
yeah.
Dang, son.
So Bryant was telling me earlier, Owen, that you were born with a condition called, how do you pronounce it? Micropenis?
Micropenis?
Yeah, can you confirm these allegations?
Well, when you put it under a microscope, it looks huge.
It's actually, that's actually the extended pronunciation of it. It's actually called Macrinus.
Yeah, Macrinus was a famous Roman philosopher, for those who you are wondering, and that's actually the etymology of the word.
And it's actually great for achy joints. Rubbing Macrinus on it.
Yeah.
Or gout, I hear even.
Right.
It's only rivaled by space sauce.
Well,
this side of the Mississippi.
They're actually filling Tommy Lasorda via IV with Macrinus.
Macrinus, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, this story of Tommy Lasorda having gout is a cover for his Macrinus. And he was embarrassed to say that in the press release, so they came up with the gout story.
That they were reintroducing his condition into him via IV.
It's also the cover of his debut album, Macrinus.
Well, if he's a fan of Can, then I can only guess what wonderful music he produces.
Do you think he likes it in the can?
It actually sounds like Gigi Allen, who liked it on the can.
I can't stop staring at this thing in your pocket. Your cargo pocket. Is that a noodle?
That is a ramen noodle in my pocket.
Wait, there's another one.
I think that's his Macrinus right there.
No, that's just his micro penis.
Tommy Lasorda, solidarity, brother, you and me.
So Macrinus, he was very good friends with Aristophanes, and he was in that same circle.
He was. Now, ironically enough, Macrinus did not have a micropenis.
No.
So how that weird etymology is sourced back to him, I don't know. So it's just a funny story, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, but it makes perfect sense, and it's also odd in the same way that Micrinus was friends with Aristophanes, because Aristophanes was, if you look at the old plays that he would write, he was very, very, very into like phallic humor. Like
Yes.
In his plays, he would have guys running around with the like rubber, not rubber, but like leather phalluses, and like his humor was very
Yeah, definitely.
phallically influenced.
I believe the term is dick-centric.
Dick-centric,
Yeah.
but big dick-centric.
Big dick.
And Micrinus,
I think the bigger the dick, the funnier, really.
well, Micrinus, that's where they differed. And Micrinus introduced the tiny dick humor. And it was the first time ever in a play
Now,
during that time period that anybody in Greece had ever seen micropenis humor.
wouldn't you say the split between the two, the small penis camp, the big penis camp, was not a dichotomy, but a dichotomy?
It was. And that's what caused so much tension, so much friction.
Yeah.
What about the lick-cotomy happening in Greece during that time?
Well, the licotomy, I don't know.
Lick-cotomy.
Well, in Lesbos, there was a great clitotomy, which was very controversial. But that's, another
And then
day,
the
another
Spanish came
conversation.
over and there was a spicotomy.
So it's pronounced Quran?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it Quran or Quran?
I
Quran.
said Quran
Is it
earlier.
Yeah.
50 minutes ago.
I don't know. Owen's the expert.
I wish, maybe Gene Simmons knows.
I think
We
that's
should
actually...
speed dial, or what's it called? Star 69 him? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's Star 69ing Sharon.
I wonder if he star 69's himself with Ron Jeremy. They're both Jewish.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a lot in common.
Long tongue, long dick.
He's definitely not into the, what was it? Micrinus?
Yeah, I can't believe we just dropped that conversation. That
I
was
know.
pay dirt.
Yeah. it was.
I would like to say a few things about ancient Greek culture without completely killing this broadcast. The distinction between pederasty, so-called, which was an adult and a young boy, that was kosher. That was awesome. That was,
Well, it's no different now.
it was full of virtue. It was about one adult training a young one to become a man. But parity between two adults, about the same age, that was disgusting. That one man would have sex with another man. That was, what would you say, controversial, really. That was unheard of. So sex with children, yay! And then sex between two men who are about the same age, boo.
It's strange because you would think that even back then they would recognize sort of modern day prison rules, like how we view it. Like if one grown man is to have sex with another grown man, it would be about domination.
Yeah,
At least in the prison sense.
yeah.
Not even about love, but just asserting your dominance over another being.
Fuck love.
Literally fuck love.
I had this dream as a young boy to become a catamite.
A catamite.
A catamite, yeah. Ties in with what Owen was talking about.
Could you explain to
What
the
is a
audience?
catamite?
It's basic. It's essentially like a young sex slave for an older man.
Really?
But I'd also be kind of his apprentice.
Right, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so
that's
this
just
would
the
be,
term for it. Yeah.
So this is what it's like growing up Catholic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is an extremely
Like a
Catholic
priest.
dream.
Yeah.
Now, would you call this a dream or a nightmare?
Well, do they have wet nightmares? Is there a term for that?
Wet mares.
That sounds horrible.
It's kind of a wet
So it
mare.
was a
Yeah.
wet mare.
A wet
wet
mare.
And can you remember?
That's what they call horses in the rain.
Can you remember exactly how it went down?
Well,
Or did it go up?
Or did you go down on him?
boo.
Oh, that's too far.
Oh my God.
That's too far.
That's not
Oh,
far enough.
we just lost 5 viewers in British Columbia.
We
Yeah.
did. We
Or
had
listeners.
huge-
Fuck.
We had a huge British Columbia following, and it's gone now.
All those viewers.
And Colombia.
We actually have 0 viewers at the moment. Thanks to you and your dry humor.
I know, man.
They
Can you pick up the pace?
They actually spat out their back bacon on a bun and Narragansett beer, and totally offended, turned off the whole thing. Just to let you know.
We've actually caused a few suicides just now. And I'm not talking about the physical action of taking your own life. I'm talking about we've spawned a few people listening to the band Suicide.
Yeah, it was a great band. Sheldon, do you know about Suicide?
Dun, 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 dun. Oh no, that's Suicidal Tendencies. Oh, Suicide, the 2-piece.
Yeah.
Alan Vega.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alan Vega. You know, Alan Vega is still alive. He's an old coot. He's about...
Yeah, I saw him in some documentary recently.
Yeah, I think he's in his early 70s now.
Post-punk.
Man, I might be wrong, but didn't Suicide... didn't they get back together recently and play, like, some huge festival, like, Outlands or whatever, or Coachella or one of those? Didn't they play one of those?
Outside Lands?
Or Outside Lands, yeah.
I don't know, maybe. I have a feeling it'd be very underwhelming.
Well, Peter Murphy's still at it.
Well, Peter Murphy had talent. And high cheekbones.
I can't remember if we were watching it together.
And a big cock.
Well, duh.
He's a farmer. He's got hens as well.
He had Macronus, not Micrinus.
Yeah. He's gout free. That's the way to be.
I don't know if it was you, I can't remember, but I was watching some documentary about, I think, post-punk, or, man, what was it? But there was the guy from Suicide. I forget his name already, even though you just
Alan Vega.
Alan Vega.
Bukkake Jones.
Were we watching that together, Sheldon?
No.
No?
I don't think
I
so.
remember I was watching this documentary, or maybe it was about...
It wasn't me.
Or it was about, like, the New York noise generation, or...
Oh, No Wave, maybe.
Yeah, No Wave. Yeah.
Well, they were known to frequent CBGBs. They were one of the seminal acts to perform there.
Yeah, yeah.
No Wave, New York.
Yeah, they were big on
Seminole
Bleecker Street.
mixtape.
That was actually It was actually a really lame documentary.
Yeah, it kind of sucked. They had like the Yeah Yeahs on for some reason.
Exactly. It's like, well, Karen O definitely knows about the past 30 years of No Wave.
Maybe she does.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
I know, but they were lumping her in like she's like a seminal No Wave act.
No, I wouldn't say they're really No Wave.
Because
No Wave
I mean,
inspired.
why else would she be there?
Maybe they were trying to present the idea that they're grabbing from the whole spectrum of talent.
And what she's
she's a contemporary act. So she just happened to be there, and we're like, hey, she represents the now, the here and now.
But she's not. And
She's actually in the past now.
But I will contest that.
Dude, I would contest that ass.
Man, all up in that with the Micrinus, dog.
Macrinus, baby girl, Macrinus.
Well,
Yeah,
she can get it, but I'm gonna get it.
You should have music for that.
There's like a little like scratchy funk guitar out of nowhere.
Okay, I think I'm waking up.
I know you've been
No
a
more
little
stoic stuff.
You've been a little lethargic, and every once in a while you just come in with a cock-centric.
I talk about
line.
dicks a lot, yeah. I had a long night.
I think that is
Or
A long day, long night.
Can you say long a few more times?
Long, Mr. Long.
We've been longing for you. over
Long,
here.
long.
Ling long.
Diddy Mow, long. Mr. Long, Diddy Mow.
Okay, that's enough out of you.
Now, guys, when I was away for that long break, when I was when I was defecating and taking a shower at the same time,
Shower cating.
how cagey were those phone calls? Like, was the signal pretty rough?
It was a little rough. I mean, it could have gone a little smoother. We're still.
Owen, we're both wearing suede. Do you Scotch guard yours?
No, I don't.
Me either. You know, you could actually clean this with a hard bristled brush.
No, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a nail brush? Nail brush.
Oh, yeah?
Buy one at CVS. Maybe Walmart even, if you're feeling devious.
I don't think they're that dirty.
CBS, one of our sponsors, put in the promo code Micrinus, and you will get 25% off all of nail polish needs.
Dude, we're just beating a dead horse. I thought the Lasorda shtick was bad enough. Now we're on to the Micrinus. I fucking spawned this one. I feel horrible.
Well, you were out for a lot of the podcasts. The Prodcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to delete this podcast anyways, hopefully.
No.
Well, I mean,
it's
Sheldon
for the world
has
to
actually been very self-deprecating. He's really contributed a lot to this conversation, I would say.
Wow,
for what it's worth.
You're such a team player.
I am. I'm a very positive guy.
Well, I'll just say right now, we've approached an hour.
We have.
Holy shit.
Do we have any other closing topics or any other things that we would like to mention?
Well, I mean, we could open it up to the phone lines.
Russian bathhouses?
My phone actually exploded and entered another dimension.
I think we need 3 microphones.
Probably.
I think it's kind of distracting. How do you feel?
Yeah.
Owen, a little bit? Yeah?
Well, I see that you're closing your eyes to, gather your thoughts. I kind of look askance,
It's hard for me to.
Yeah, but our arrangement is such that Sheldon and I are looking face to face, and it's getting kind of tense.
I actually
We're
think
sharing this microphone, and we're both about 6 inches away from
I think it's very adorable.
It's about 6 inches, too.
I happen to think it's charming. I think
what
it
lacks in length, it makes up for it.
Well, you guys don't know each other that well.
Plus,
and I
it's
think
black.
I think it's bringing you guys together.
But we have... Nah, never mind.
All right, well...
All this pesky clothing in between us.
Closing comments, you guys?
Yeah, I would say just to, bring it all together, Space Sauce, Tommy Lasorda, Micrinus.
Buy a 3rd microphone.
I don't have... I would plug in another microphone, but I don't have a 3rd cable.
Shit.
Do you have one at your house, by chance?
A cable?
Yeah. XLR cable?
Oh, no, it's in Bell.
Oh, okay.
Grandma's.
But yeah, okay, well, for next time, we could be prepared. Anyways, I think we'll be closing...
You guys want to close out with another seance?
For another seance?
Another song.
Another song?
Let's get that song going, yeah. We should have an outro.
Let's now finish with a
Well,
seance.
let me... I have to repeat the sponsors, I'm sorry. First off, we have LegalZoom.com. Put in the promotional code, that is UMM, to get 30% off all of death certificates, last will and testaments, divorce paperwork,
clinectomies.
Well, that's a surgical procedure, but sure.
But
Macrinus cards.
If you feel that it was a botched job and then you have to sue.
Yeah,
about
exactly.
It. Yeah.
Macrinus medical cards.
Yeah, for sure. Also, another sponsor, optic-remix.com. That is opticremix.com. For all your sunglasses needs, free shipping as always. Buy 2 pairs of sunglasses, get 1 free, and the free pair is a pair of our sutras. It's one of our most popular.
The Kama Sutras.
The Kama Sutras, exactly. It's also seen in the Like a G6 video from Far East Movement. For you YouTubers out there, it's a very popular pair of glasses. And shipping is free as always, and check it out, optic-remix.com. Also, we have Zappos.com. Put in the promotional code,
It was, yes, UMM.
Yeah, that's right.
No, it's not UMM. What is it?
I think it's spelled with a number.
No, Prodcast, that's right.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Zappos.com, put in the promotional code PRODCAST, and you get free shoes for life.
For life.
For life.
Whatever you want.
I'm talking about numeral for life. LYFE.
And that's a very long time, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I mean, considering you eat right.
Unless your last name's Benoit.
Also, Tommy Lasorda Baseball for the Sega Genesis is celebrating its 20th anniversary. Tommy Lasorda, unfortunately, is in his sickbed in hospital, suffering from a bad case of gout. But if you purchase for $1 a download for PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, or Wii, that game, that money, those proceeds will go to the cause of Tommy Lasorda, who lay sick from gout.
Yeah, it's a really noble cause to
Yes.
support.
But for real, just between you and me, he's got micrenus.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't think you got the text message, but his family didn't want you to mention it there.
Sorry about that. I know the family of Tommy Lasorda is listening to this podcast, and
Tommy, we love you.
we love you, Tommy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting sued as we speak.
Our lawsuit is brought to you by LegalZoom.com.
Tommy Lasorda is suing us for legal.
Also, finally, we are sponsored by Behr Paint. That's BEHR Paint for all your outdoor needs. And yeah, I think that's about it. Any last words, gentlemen?
Hard hats.
Well, I absolutely loved it. I found out a bit more about Sheldon than I needed to know, namely that he has wet mares. But I can't say that I haven't had a wet mare myself, so I'll let him go on that one.
My first wet mare featured Gary Wright, who wrote Dreamweaver in 1974.
You know, the worst part about a wet mare is waking up with a cold spunk.
Should we just play the intro again?
You mean the outro?
Sure, let's do that. Yep. Outro! Micrenus.
Tommy Lasorda.
Wet mare. We're out.
Spunk!
In your hair. It's not fair listening to us for an hour. It's kind of
We just wasted your time!
Sheldon.
POS like a boss.
Gene from Calabasas!
Tristan.
Cocker Spaniel!
Oh, God.
Alright, thank you all. We love you.
Bye.